Hey, nerdy sports fan here, and because we're in the lull of the NFL season, I decided to go back and do exactly what everybody talks about with the draft. You know how everybody says, hey, you can't really grade a draft until they've been in the league for a few years. Well, it's time to do that. So we're looking back at the 2017 draft and seeing how the Miami Dolphins did. Yeah, this one's gonna hurt, I think. So you start things off with a guy by the name of Charles Harris. Now, he was not the prototype 4-3 defensive end, but that didn't really bother them so much because Cameron Wake wasn't either, you know? And they just needed depth, and the guy was really productive out of Missouri, so hey, if you look back, I mean, most draft prognosticators are saying, hey, yeah, they did pretty good there. Not so much. No. The guy's not in the league anymore. Just horribly unproductive. Man, that was a waste. It was an absolute waste. So, starting out of the gate like that makes it very, very, very difficult to say you had a good time. And, I mean, it's draft picks like that are the reason that regime's not with the team anymore. Okay? You make your hay as a GM with your first 3 draft picks. You know, first, second, third rounders. You're the best metaphor for the draft that I've heard ever is you're throwing darts. And that's true, for certain. You're always just throwing darts. First rounders, 7th rounders have a chance to be Pro Bowlers or washouts. All of them. But in the first round, you're standing a little closer to the dartboard. You're much more likely to get a solid player in the first round than you are later because, you know, you're drafting guys that have a book on them. Okay, you're drafting guys that have a lot of coverage. And that's, you know, what they have here in Harris. The guy had film that said, yeah, he can be pretty good. It just didn't work out in the NFL ever. And that happens, I get it, but man, it's horribly, horribly disappointing. So, moving on from the first round, in the second, you got Raekwon McMillan, who is not necessarily spectacular, but solid middle linebacker. Okay, the guy is still on the team, which is a great sign considering the last pick, right? And he's lasted multiple coaches now. So, is he the backbone of the defense? No, okay. But, you know, linebackers aren't anymore. So, having a guy who's solid in run defense and good coverage ability, is he clogging the stat board? Is he the pulse of the defense? No, but he's solid. And a second rounder to get a solid starter, that's what you're looking for. So moving on from that, third round. Anybody here from Cordrea Tankersley? No? He ain't on the team anymore. So here we're at, and I don't think Tankersley is even in the league anymore. Same with Harris. So now we're 3 picks in Harris, McMillan, and Tankersley. And you got one of them still on the team, one of them still in the league. That's pretty bad. Okay? They start to pull it out of the gutter, though. So, yeah, Isaac Asiata, you know, 5th round pick, you don't necessarily expect a hell of a lot out of. So, you know, him not being on the team, not being really in the league anymore, not a huge deal. But your next 3 picks are oddly still in the league. You got a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th rounder that are still here with us. You've got Devon Godchow, defensive tackle, still on the team, by the way, and solid defensive, you know, rotational lineman. And that's not something to sneeze at. Okay, pressure up the middle is a huge deal. Rotating defensive linemen, a huge deal in today's NFL. So if you can get a solid producer in the middle of the defensive line to keep pressure on a quarterback, you can't complain. And to get a guy late in the draft that's going to stay on the team and produce that sort of work for your defense, Great. Vincent Taylor is no longer on the team. He is with the Bills, though. You know, another rotational defensive lineman. Doesn't get rotated in too much these days, but he's there. He's still in the league. He's still doing things. So the fact that a 6th rounder is still in the league and contributing to any team at any position is a wonder, you know, 3-4 years later. So you wrap things up with your 7th round draft pick, Isaiah Ford, still on the team. Solid, although not at all spectacular wide receiver. He makes a play here and there, but he's not. This is a Devontae Parker or bust wide receiver group. Let's be real there. So this would have been a big fat F, truly, because 2 of your top 3 draft picks are no longer in the league. However, the very end of the draft produced miracles in that 6th and 7th round and late 5th round players still in the league, still at least at some level productive. Not all of them for your team, but 2 of the 3 are. So giving this a D+. Again, this draft is an example of why Miami needed to get away from the previous regime. I didn't really give this most recent draft for Miami the highest marks. I think Tua Tagovailoa was a fantastic draft pick, but the others left something to be desired for me at their positions. But who knows? Like I said before, this draft in the moment was graded pretty well. I think I was looking at CBS Sports, what they wrote up back in 2017 on this draft, or maybe it was Sports Illustrated. And this was a B+ draft. Back then, everybody was still high on Harris and Tankersley. And obviously, neither one did a damn thing. So, looking back on things helps. It helps you identify what draft prognosticators know more of what they're talking about than others. But it also helps you identify that anybody looking at the NFL draft at any level, the people talking about it and the people being paid to do it, it's a crapshoot at best. Okay? Everybody has their opinions on these guys. And this draft was not thought of negatively. But a few years later, man, it stinks. All right, let me know what you guys feel about it, okay? Hit me up in the comments, and any ideas for more content for your team, hit me up, all right? This is the time of year where there isn't shit going on. So I'm obviously experimenting with different topics, and if there's something you guys want to hear about, let me know. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and check out the rest of the videos because I'll be posting one of these for every team in the league every day. A new one will come out. Thanks for watching, guys.